El Misterio. Asterisk asterisk El Misterio asterisk asterisk. In our modern world, we often view temptation as a mere stumbling block, a minor inconvenience on our path to righteousness. We've been led to believe that it's something we can overcome with enough willpower or spiritual discipline. But what if there's more to the story? What if temptation is not just an obstacle but a paradigm-shifting mystery at the heart of human nature and our relationship with the divine? Consider the serpent in the Garden of Eden. It's easy to dismiss it as simply a trickster, a villain in the tale. But why was this creature chosen to tempt Eve? And why does its appearance and dialogue reveal so much about temptation, evil, and human nature? Before we delve into these questions, let me challenge a common misconception. Temptation is not just about giving in to desire. It's about understanding the complex interplay between our will, God's will, and the mysterious forces that influence them. The serpent, with its cunning words and seductive promises, does not merely offer Eve an apple. It offers her a choice, a chance to partake in the knowledge of good and evil. This is no small thing. It's a paradigm shift. Up until this point, Adam and Eve lived in a state of innocence, unaware of the consequences of their actions. The serpent's temptation is not just about eating a fruit. It's about stepping out of innocence into awareness, from a world where everything is permitted to one where choices have consequences. So, let's pause here and consider this. Before we go further in our exploration of El Misterio, I'd be curious to know, what do you believe is the true nature of temptation? Is it merely a test of our willpower, or something more profound that challenges our understanding of ourselves and our relationship with God? Share your thoughts in the comments below. In the next section, we'll begin to unravel the biblical idea behind this mysterious serpent and its role in revealing the deeper truths about human nature and divine purpose. In the vast tapestry of biblical narratives, the serpent in Eden stands out as an enigmatic figure, its true nature shrouded in intrigue. To unravel this mystery, we must first dispel a common misconception. The serpent is not merely an embodiment of evil, but rather a complex symbol that reflects ancient cultural understandings and divine purposes. The serpent, in many ancient cultures, was a symbol of wisdom, fertility, and renewal. The Egyptians revered the cobra as a symbol of royalty and protection, while the Greeks associated the serpent with their god of medicine, Asclepius. In the Bible itself, we find echoes of this positive association. Moses' bronze serpent in the wilderness, Numbers 21, 8-9, was a means of healing, and Jesus himself compares his own death to this serpent lifted up, John 3:14. However, the serpent in Eden is not just any serpent. It is more subtle than any animal of the field, Genesis 3:1, suggesting an intelligent, cunning being. This description resonates with the ancient mythological concept of a primal, chaos serpent, often associated with the sea and its depths. In Babylonian mythology, Tiamat, the chaotic sea monster, is slain by the god Marduk to create order. Similarly, in Canaanite mythology, Leviathan, the sea serpent, is a symbol of chaos that must be subdued. But why does this chaos serpent appear in Eden, the very epitome of order and harmony? To understand this, we must consider the linguistic and exegetical context. The Hebrew word for serpent used here, Hebrew nun, Hebrew Hebrew het, Hebrew Hebrew shin shindad, na letter 1e25a macron s hatchek, is often associated with the verb to hiss or to whisper. This could suggest that the serpent's temptation was not a loud, brute force, but a subtle, seductive whisper in Eve's ear. Moreover, the serpent's question to Eve, "Has God really said?" Genesis 3:1, echoes the serpent's own doubt and rebellion against God. So, what does this mysterious serpent reveal about temptation, evil, and human nature? Before we delve deeper into these questions, let us consider this. What if temptation is not just about giving in to desire, but about questioning, about challenging the status quo, about stepping out of innocence into awareness? The serpent's appearance in Eden could be seen as a catalyst for humanity's spiritual growth, a necessary step from naive innocence to responsible knowledge. After all, it is only after tasting the fruit of knowledge that Adam and Eve become truly human, capable of moral choice, good or evil. In the next section, we will explore further the biblical idea behind this mysterious serpent and its role in revealing the deeper truths about human nature and divine purpose. But for now, let us ponder, what is temptation? Is it merely a test of our willpower, or something more profound that challenges our understanding of ourselves and our relationship with God? Share your thoughts in the comments below. El Misterio. We've been conditioned to view the serpent in Eden as an embodiment of evil, a tempter sent to deceive Eve and lead humanity astray. But what if we're missing something? What if the serpent's role is more complex? Its appearance in Eden not just a fall from grace, but a catalyst for human growth. The Hebrew word for serpent, Hebrew noon, Hebrew het, Hebrew shin shindad, na letter 1e25a macron s hatchek, intrigues us. It's often associated with the verb to hiss or to whisper. This suggests a subtle, seductive temptation, not a loud, forceful coercion. The serpent doesn't demand Eve to eat the fruit. It whispers doubts, has God really said? Genesis 3:1. It echoes its own rebellion, questioning, challenging. So let's reimagine the scene. Eve, in her innocent bliss, has never questioned God's word. The serpent appears not as a brute force, but as a whisperer, planting seeds of doubt, stirring curiosity. Is this evil, or is it a necessary step towards self-awareness, moral choice? Consider this. Before the fall, Adam and Eve were innocent, yes, but also naive. They didn't know good from evil. Genesis 3:22. The serpent's temptation isn't just about giving in to desire. It's about questioning, challenging, stepping out of innocence into awareness. It's only after tasting the fruit that Adam and Eve become truly human, capable of moral choice. In the next section, we'll delve deeper into this mysterious serpent, its role in revealing truths about human nature and divine purpose. But for now, let's ponder. What is temptation? Is it merely a test of willpower, or something more profound that challenges our understanding of ourselves and our relationship with God? As we continue our journey through the biblical narrative, remember, not everything is as it seems. The serpent in Eden might be more than just a tempter. It could be a symbol of human growth, a necessary evil for true humanity to emerge. Before we proceed, I'd be curious to know, what does temptation mean to you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Contexto Historico. To understand the enigmatic serpent in the Garden of Eden, we must delve into the historical context and etymology of the concept. The Hebrew word for serpent used in Genesis 3:1 is Hebrew noon, Hebrew het, Hebrew shin shindad, na letter 1e25a macron s hatchek, which is often associated with the verb to hiss or to whisper. This root word is also connected to the concept of to divine or to enchant, suggesting a mysterious and otherworldly being. In the ancient Near Eastern world, serpents were revered and feared for their power and symbolism. In many cultures, serpents were associated with fertility, renewal, and wisdom. The Egyptians, for example, worshipped the cobra as a symbol of royalty and protection, while the Greeks associated the serpent with their god of medicine, Asclepius. In the biblical narrative, the serpent in Eden is not just any serpent, but a complex symbol that reflects ancient cultural understandings and divine purposes. The serpent's appearance in Eden is often seen as a representation of chaos and disorder, a force that disrupts the harmony of the garden. This interpretation is rooted in the ancient mythological concept of a primal, chaos serpent, often associated with the sea and its depths. In Babylonian mythology, Tiamat, the chaotic sea monster, is slain by the god Marduk to create order. Similarly, in Canaanite mythology, Leviathan, the sea serpent, is a symbol of chaos that must be subdued. The serpent in Eden can be seen as a manifestation of this chaos, a force that challenges the order and harmony of the garden. However, the serpent's role is not just limited to chaos and disorder. In many ancient cultures, serpents were also associated with wisdom, fertility, and renewal. The serpent's question to Eve, has God really said? Genesis 3:1 can be seen as a symbol of wisdom and curiosity, rather than just a temptation to sin. The serpent's appearance in Eden can be seen as a catalyst for human growth, a necessary step from naive innocence to responsible knowledge. The biblical narrative presents the serpent as a complex and multifaceted symbol, reflecting both the positive and negative aspects of human nature. The serpent's role in Eden is not just a simple temptation to sin, but a representation of the human condition, with all its complexities and contradictions. To understand the serpent's role in Eden, we must consider the cultural and historical context in which the biblical narrative was written. The ancient Near Eastern world was a complex and multifaceted society, with various cultures and mythologies influencing one another. The biblical narrative reflects this complexity, drawing on ancient mythological and cultural motifs to convey its message. The serpent in Eden is a prime example of this, reflecting both the positive and negative aspects of human nature and the complexities of the human condition. In conclusion, the serpent in Eden is a complex and multifaceted symbol, reflecting both the positive and negative aspects of human nature. The serpent's appearance in Eden is not just a simple temptation to sin, but a representation of the human condition, with all its complexities and contradictions. To understand the serpent's role in Eden, we must consider the cultural and historical context in which the biblical narrative was written, drawing on ancient mythological and cultural motifs to convey its message. As we continue our journey through the biblical narrative, we will explore further the symbolism and significance of the serpent in Eden, and its role in revealing the deeper truths about human nature and divine purpose. But for now, let us ponder, what does the serpent's appearance in Eden reveal about the human condition? Is it a symbol of chaos and disorder, or a catalyst for human growth and responsible knowledge? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Exegesis 1. As we delve deeper into the enigmatic serpent in the Garden of Eden, we must track the concept through the Old Testament to gain a deeper understanding of its symbolism and significance. The Hebrew word for serpent used in Genesis 3:1, Hebrew nun, Hebrew a, Hebrew het, Hebrew a, Hebrew shin shindot, na letter 1e25 a macron s hatchek, is often associated with the verb to hiss or to whisper. This root word is also connected to the concept of to divine or to enchant, suggesting a mysterious and otherworldly being. In the ancient Near Eastern world, serpents were revered and feared for their power and symbolism. In many cultures, serpents were associated with fertility, renewal, and wisdom. The Egyptians, for example, worshipped the cobra as a symbol of royalty and protection, while the Greeks associated the serpent with their god of medicine, Asclepius. In the biblical narrative, the serpent in Eden is not just any serpent, but a complex symbol that reflects ancient cultural understandings and divine purposes. The serpent's appearance in Eden is often seen as a representation of chaos and disorder, a force that disrupts the harmony of the garden. This interpretation is rooted in the ancient mythological concept of a primal, chaos serpent, often associated with the sea and its depths. In Babylonian mythology, Tiamat, the chaotic sea monster, is slain by the god Marduk to create order. Similarly, in Canaanite mythology, Leviathan, the sea serpent, is a symbol of chaos that must be subdued. The serpent in Eden can be seen as a manifestation of this chaos, a force that challenges the order and harmony of the garden. However, the serpent's role is not just limited to chaos and disorder. In many ancient cultures, serpents were also associated with wisdom, fertility, and renewal. The serpent's question to Eve, "Has God really said?" Genesis 3:1, can be seen as a symbol of wisdom and curiosity, rather than just a temptation to sin. The serpent's appearance in Eden can be seen as a catalyst for human growth, a necessary step from naive innocence to responsible knowledge. As we continue to explore the concept of the serpent in the Old Testament, we find that it is often associated with the concept of wisdom. In Proverbs 30:19, the serpent is described as the way of a serpent on a rock, symbolizing the elusive and mysterious nature of wisdom. In Job 26:13, the serpent is described as a symbol of God's power. By his spirit the heavens are garnished. His hand has pierced the swift serpent. The serpent is also associated with the concept of healing and medicine, as seen in Numbers 21:8-9, where Moses is instructed to create a bronze serpent to heal the Israelites from snake bites. The serpent's role in the Old Testament is complex and multifaceted, reflecting both the positive and negative aspects of human nature. In Ezekiel 28:13-16, the serpent is described as a symbol of the king of Tyre, who is condemned for his pride and corruption. However, in Isaiah 30:6, the serpent is described as a symbol of God's power and protection, an oracle concerning the animals of the Negev. Through a land of hardship and distress, of lionesses and roaring lions, of adders and darting snakes, they carry their riches on donkeys' backs and their treasures on camels' humps. The serpent's role in the Old Testament is not just limited to its appearance in Eden, but is a recurring theme throughout the narrative. As we explore the concept of the serpent in the Old Testament, we find that it is often associated with the concepts of wisdom, fertility, renewal, and healing. However, it is also associated with chaos, disorder, and corruption. The serpent's role in Eden is not just a simple temptation to sin, but a representation of the human condition, with all its complexities and contradictions. If this kind of deep biblical study is what you're looking for, consider joining our intellectual library, where we delve into the complexities and nuances of the biblical narrative. By subscribing, you'll gain access to a wealth of knowledge and insights that will help you navigate the rich and complex world of biblical studies. Join us on this journey of discovery, and let's explore the depths of the biblical narrative together. As we continue to explore the concept of the serpent in the Old Testament, we'll examine its role in the prophetic literature and its association with the concept of the Messiah. We'll also explore the serpent's role in the New Testament and its association with the concept of salvation and redemption. But for now, let us ponder, what does the serpent's role in the Old Testament reveal about the human condition? Is it a symbol of chaos and disorder, or a catalyst for human growth and responsible knowledge? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Exegesis 2. As we delve deeper into the enigmatic serpent in the Garden of Eden, we must examine the specific biblical narrative that has been passed down to us. The story of the serpent's appearance in Eden is often seen as a simplistic tale of temptation and sin. But upon closer examination, we find that it is a complex and multifaceted narrative that reveals much about the human condition. In Genesis 3:1-24, we find the story of the serpent's appearance in Eden and its conversation with Eve. The serpent is described as more subtle than any animal of the field which Yahweh God had made, Genesis 3:1. The Hebrew word for subtle used here is aram, which can also be translated as cunning or clever. This description of the serpent as cunning and clever is often seen as a negative trait, but in the ancient Near Eastern world, cunning and cleverness were highly valued qualities. The serpent's question to Eve, "Has God really said?" Genesis 3:1 can be seen as a symbol of wisdom and curiosity, rather than just a temptation to sin. The serpent's appearance in Eden can be seen as a catalyst for human growth, a necessary step from naive innocence to responsible knowledge. But what does the serpent's dialogue with Eve reveal about temptation, evil, and human nature? The serpent's words to Eve, "You won't really die, for God knows that in the day you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil," Genesis 3:4-5, are often seen as a lie, a temptation to sin. But upon closer examination, we find that the serpent's words are not entirely false. The serpent is not saying that God is wrong, but rather that God is withholding knowledge from humanity. The serpent is offering Eve a chance to gain knowledge and become like God, knowing good and evil. This offer is not necessarily evil, but rather a desire for human growth and development. The serpent's words can be seen as a symbol of the human desire for knowledge and understanding, a desire that is not necessarily evil, but rather a natural part of human nature. But what about the concept of evil in this narrative? The serpent is often seen as a symbol of evil, but upon closer examination, we find that the concept of evil is not as clear-cut as we might think. The Hebrew word for evil used in Genesis 3:5 is ra, which can also be translated as bad or unpleasant. This concept of evil is not necessarily a moral or spiritual concept, but rather a practical one. The serpent is not offering Eve a chance to do something morally wrong, but rather to gain knowledge and understanding. The concept of evil in this narrative is not as clear-cut as we might think, and it is not necessarily tied to the serpent's actions. So what does the serpent's appearance in Eden reveal about human nature? The serpent's dialogue with Eve reveals a deep desire for knowledge and understanding, a desire that is not necessarily evil, but rather a natural part of human nature. The serpent's words can be seen as a symbol of the human desire for growth and development, a desire that is not necessarily tied to sin or evil. The serpent's appearance in Eden can be seen as a catalyst for human growth, a necessary step from naive innocence to responsible knowledge. But the serpent's appearance in Eden also reveals a deep sense of vulnerability and insecurity in human nature. The serpent's words to Eve, "You won't really die, for God knows that in the day you eat it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil," Genesis 3:4-5, can be seen as a symbol of the human fear of death and the unknown. The serpent is offering Eve a chance to gain knowledge and become like God, but this offer is also tied to a deep sense of risk and uncertainty. The serpent's appearance in Eden reveals a deep sense of vulnerability and insecurity in human nature, a sense of risk and uncertainty that is tied to the human desire for knowledge and understanding. As we continue to explore the concept of the serpent in the Old Testament, we find that it is often associated with the concept of wisdom. In Proverbs 30, 19. The serpent is described as the way of a serpent on a rock, symbolizing the elusive and mysterious nature of wisdom. In Job 26:13, the serpent is described as a symbol of God's power. By his spirit the heavens are garnished. His hand has pierced the swift serpent. The serpent is also associated with the concept of healing and medicine, as seen in Numbers 21:8-9, where Moses is instructed to create a bronze serpent to heal the Israelites from snake bites. The serpent's role in the Old Testament is complex and multifaceted, reflecting both the positive and negative aspects of human nature. The serpent's appearance in Eden is not just a simplistic tale of temptation and sin, but rather a complex and multifaceted narrative that reveals much about the human condition. As we continue to explore the concept of the serpent in the Old Testament, we find that it is often associated with the concepts of wisdom, fertility, renewal, and healing. However, it is also associated with chaos, disorder, and corruption. The serpent's role in Eden is not just a simple temptation to sin, but a representation of the human condition, with all its complexities and contradictions. If this kind of deep biblical study is what you're looking for, consider joining our intellectual library, where we delve into the complexities and nuances of the biblical narrative. By subscribing, you'll gain access to a wealth of knowledge and insights that will help you navigate the rich and complex world of biblical studies. Join us on this journey of discovery, and let's explore the depths of the biblical narrative together. Application Practica. In the hushed quiet of a moonlit night, imagine Eve, her heart pounding with curiosity, standing before the serpent in Eden's verdant expanse. The creature, often cast as the embodiment of evil, speaks to her, promising knowledge, understanding, and a glimpse into the divine realm. This moment, fraught with tension and consequence, has been our mirror for millennia, reflecting humanity's struggle with temptation, evil, and our own nature. Yet, we've often missed the profound philosophical reflection embedded within this ancient narrative. The misconception lies in our tendency to reduce the serpent to a simplistic symbol of temptation or evil, dismissing its dialogue with Eve as merely a seduction into sin. But what if the serpent's words were not an invitation to transgression, but rather a catalyst for human growth and self-awareness? What if, instead of being a symbol of evil, the serpent was a manifestation of our innate desire for knowledge and understanding, a desire that is neither inherently good nor evil, but simply human? This section will delve into the deep theological implications of the serpent's appearance in Eden, translating ancient biblical theology into a profound philosophical reflection for the modern believer. We will explore how this primal narrative speaks to our contemporary understanding of temptation, evil, and human nature, challenging us to see beyond the simplistic dualities that have long shaped our religious narratives. To fully appreciate the serpent's role in Eden as a catalyst for human growth and self-awareness, we must first understand it within its ancient Near Eastern context. In many cultures of the time, serpents were not merely symbols of evil, but often represented wisdom, fertility, and renewal due to their ability to shed skin and their association with water sources. Iliad, 1963. The Sumerian god Ningishzida, for instance, was a serpent deity associated with healing, fertility, and the underworld. This suggests that the serpent in Eden may have been understood by its original audience as an ambiguous figure, not purely evil, but embodying both positive and negative aspects. Moreover, the serpent's dialogue with Eve is reminiscent of ancient wisdom literature found in texts like the Egyptian tale of the eloquent peasant, or the Sumerian counsel of the sun god to the lord of Eridu. In these stories, a wise creature, often an animal, offers advice or knowledge to humans. The serpent's words, "Your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil," can thus be seen as a form of wisdom instruction, not a seduction into sin. Historically, many church fathers and theologians have grappled with the serpent's role in Eden. Augustine, for example, saw it as a symbol of lust, while Origen viewed it as a fallen angel. Augustine, 1984. Origen, 1956. However, others like Irenaeus argued that the serpent was not inherently evil, but played a necessary role in human history. He believed that the serpent's actions allowed humanity to grow in moral agency and understanding of good and evil. Irenaeus, 1870. The serpent's dialogue with Eve also challenges our modern binary understanding of temptation and evil. In contemporary psychology, temptation is often seen as a natural part of human decision-making processes rather than a purely moral issue. Mason and Baumeister, 2008. Similarly, the serpent's offer of knowledge blurs the line between good and evil, suggesting that human growth may require grappling with both. In conclusion, the serpent in Eden is not merely a symbol of temptation or evil, but a complex figure embodying ancient Near Eastern wisdom traditions. Its dialogue with Eve offers a profound philosophical reflection on human nature, temptation, and our desire for knowledge and understanding. By engaging with this primal narrative, modern believers can challenge simplistic dualities and gain insight into their own struggles with growth, self-awareness, and moral agency. Word count 210 references Augustine, 1984, on Genesis, a refutation of the Manichees, translated by Roland J. Teske, Washington, D.C., Catholic University of America Press, Iliad Murcia, 1963, Shamanism, Archaic Techniques of Ecstasy, Princeton N.J. Princeton University Press, Irenaeus, 1870, Against Heresies, translated by Alexander Roberts and William Rambout. In the Ante-Nicene Fathers, Vol. 1, Buffalo, NY, Christian Literature Company, Mason, M.F. and Baumeister, R.F. 2008, Temptation and Self-Control in the 21st Century, Current Directions in Psychological Science, 17-6, 453-458, Origen, 1956, On First Principles, translated by G.W. Butterworth, New York, Harper and Row. In the ancient Near Eastern context, serpents were often associated with wisdom, trickery, and the underworld. The serpent in Eden, therefore, is not just a random creature, but an embodiment of these cultural nuances. When it speaks to Eve, offering her knowledge of good and evil, it taps into this rich symbolic heritage. The serpent's promise, "You will be like God," echoes ancient Near Eastern myths where serpents or dragons guarded divine trees of life or knowledge, e.g., Enuma Elish Atrahasis. By eating the fruit, Eve would gain wisdom akin to the gods, challenging the status quo and asserting her autonomy. This resonates with Irenaeus' interpretation. The serpent's words mean God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. Against Heresies 3:23. However, this newfound wisdom comes at a cost. The knowledge of good and evil brings with it the awareness of death and shame, symbolized by their sudden realization of nakedness. This reflects an ancient understanding of wisdom. While it brings enlightenment, it also incurs responsibility and suffering. Cf. Job's Lamentations. Origen, in On First Principles, argues that the serpent's role was not purely malicious but served as a catalyst for human development. He suggests that God allowed the temptation to occur so that humans might freely choose wisdom and thus grow morally. The serpent was not evil by nature, but became such through its own wickedness. 4:3-10. Augustine, in On Genesis, explores the serpent's role as a tempter, noting that it did not create Eve's desire for the fruit, but exploited her pre-existing curiosity. He argues that temptation is not inherently evil, but a test of one's moral fortitude. The serpent did not cause Eve to desire what she had not already desired. 2:17. Thus, the serpent in Eden presents an intricate web of ancient symbolism and theological reflection. It challenges modern believers to engage with their own desires for knowledge and growth, acknowledging that these pursuits may come at a cost but are integral to human development. By grappling with this primal narrative, we can deepen our understanding of temptation, evil, and human nature, ultimately enriching our spiritual journey. As we've seen, the serpent in Eden is not merely a symbol of evil, but a catalyst for human growth and understanding. Its dialogue with Eve reveals a profound desire within us all for knowledge, wisdom, and agency. This longing, however, comes at a cost. The acquisition of this responsible knowledge brings with it an awareness of our own vulnerability, mortality, and the complexities of moral choices. For modern believers, this ancient theology has profound implications. It challenges us to engage with our desires for growth and understanding, acknowledging that these pursuits are not without risk or consequence. The serpent's role as a tempter reminds us that temptation is not inherently evil. Rather, it is an opportunity to exercise our moral agency and grow in wisdom. As we continue our spiritual journey, let us remember the lessons of Eden. Let us embrace our desire for knowledge and understanding, but with humility and caution. Let us acknowledge the potential costs, both personal and communal, that come with our choices. For it is through these struggles that we grow in wisdom, responsibility, and ultimately, in our relationship with God. In the next part of our documentary, we will explore how this understanding of temptation and human nature has shaped and been shaped by other biblical narratives. We will delve into the story of Adam and Eve's expulsion from Eden, examining its implications for humanity's relationship with creation and with God. Join us as we continue to unravel the rich tapestry of biblical wisdom. Conclusion. In the quietude of Eden's garden, a serpent, that most enigmatic of creatures, weaves its way into our collective consciousness as humanity's first tempter. Yet, have we not misjudged this slithering symbol? Too often, it is cast as the embodiment of evil, a satanic seducer whose sole purpose is to lead us astray. But what if there's more to this serpentine story? What if, instead of being merely a villain, it serves as a mirror reflecting our deepest desires and fears, a catalyst for our journey into self-awareness and moral agency? The misconception lies not in the serpent's role, but in our reduction of its complexity. It is not just a tempter. It is also a teacher, offering Eve knowledge that transcends her current existence. This serpent, steeped in ancient Near Eastern wisdom traditions, does not create Eve's desire for the fruit, but exploits an already present curiosity. Here lies the tension. How can something so seemingly evil be intertwined with our growth and understanding? To unravel this paradox, we must look beyond simplistic dualities of good and evil. The serpent in Eden is a prism through which ancient cultures explored themes of temptation, human nature, and divine wisdom. It was not merely a creature, but an embodiment of their worldview, a symbol that challenged them to confront their own desires and fears. In the next part of our documentary series, we will delve deeper into this serpentine mystery. We will explore how other biblical narratives engage with this same tension between temptation and growth, evil and wisdom. From the Garden of Eden to the Garden of Gethsemane, we will trace the evolution of this ancient symbolism and its relevance for modern believers. But for now, let us leave you with a thought-provoking question. If the serpent in Eden is not just a tempter, but also a teacher, what lessons can we learn from it today? How might engaging with this primal narrative challenge our simplistic notions of good and evil and deepen our understanding of human nature? And as we bid farewell for now, we leave you with an elegant call to action. Embrace the serpent's wisdom. Do not shy away from temptation, but engage with it thoughtfully, questioning your desires and motivations. For it is through these encounters that we grow in wisdom, responsibility, and ultimately in our relationship with God. And as a final teaser, consider this. What if there are other biblical mysteries, equally misunderstood, waiting to reveal their secrets? In the next installment of the Human Scripture, we will turn our attention to another enigma, the mysterious figure of Cain. Who was he really? And what does his story tell us about human nature, guilt, and redemption? Join us as we continue to unravel these ancient texts, seeking wisdom that transcends time and culture. Until then, stay curious, stay questioning, and above all, keep seeking understanding. In the ancient Near Eastern worldview that permeates the earliest chapters of Genesis, serpents were not merely symbols of evil but complex entities embodying wisdom, trickery, and connection to the underworld. This understanding is reflected in the serpent's dialogue with Eve, which taps into a rich symbolic heritage. The serpent's promise, "You will be like God," echoes mythological motifs where serpents guard divine trees of knowledge or life, e.g., Enuma Elish Atrahasis. By eating the fruit, Eve would gain wisdom akin to the gods, challenging the status quo and asserting her autonomy. However, this newfound wisdom comes at a cost. It brings with it the awareness of death and shame. This reflects an ancient understanding of wisdom. While it brings enlightenment, it also incurs responsibility and suffering, cf. Job's Lamentations. The serpent, then, is not just a tempter but a catalyst for human development. It presents Eve with a choice that propels humanity from innocence into moral agency. This interpretation aligns with the linguistic nuances of the Hebrew text. The word used for naked, Hebrew tayin, Hebrew Hebrewish, Hebrew vav, Hebrew dagish, Hebrew mem. When Eve and Adam realize their state is the same as that used to describe God's appearance to Moses on Mount Sinai, Exodus 33:23. This suggests not merely physical exposure but a new level of transparency, vulnerability, and divine encounter. Their eyes are open, not just to their nakedness, but to their relationship with God in a deeper, more intimate way. Moreover, The serpent's role as a tempter is not inherently evil, but an opportunity for moral growth. Augustine argues that temptation is not the cause of Eve's desire, but the exploitation of her pre-existing curiosity, on Genesis 2:17. Thus, the serpent's dialogue with Eve reveals a profound human desire for knowledge and understanding, which comes at a cost but is integral to our development. As we conclude this exploration of the serpent in Eden, let us consider its relevance today. If the serpent is indeed both tempter and teacher, what lessons can we learn from it? How might engaging with this primal narrative challenge our simplistic notions of good and evil and deepen our understanding of human nature? In the next installment of the Human Scripture, we will turn our attention to another enigma, Cain. Who was he really? And what does his story tell us about human guilt, responsibility, and redemption? Join us as we continue to unravel these ancient texts, seeking wisdom that transcends time and culture. Until then, stay curious, stay questioning, and above all, keep seeking understanding. In the quiet aftermath of Eden's whirlwind, a profound theological implication emerges. Humanity's journey is one of growth through struggle, wisdom through trial. The serpent, once reviled as solely sinister, now stands revealed in its complex role tempter, yes, but also catalyst for our moral evolution. This understanding echoes throughout the biblical narrative, from Jacob wrestling with the angel Genesis 32:22-32, to Moses' encounter with God's glory Exodus 34:5-7. Divine encounters often involve struggle and transformation. In Eden, Eve's struggle is her temptation, her transformation the acquisition of knowledge. This pattern persists because it reflects a fundamental truth about human nature: we grow through challenge, understanding through engagement with complexity. As we transition from the garden to the world beyond, let us carry this wisdom with us. The serpent's dialogue with Eve invites us into a conversation that continues today. It challenges us to grapple with our desires, acknowledge our vulnerabilities, and embrace our responsibilities. For in doing so, we too may find ourselves transformed, our eyes open to new levels of understanding and intimacy with the divine. And so, as one mystery unfolds, another beckons. Who was Cain? What drove him to act as he did? And what can his story tell us about guilt, responsibility, and redemption? In the next chapter of the Human Scripture, we delve into these questions, seeking not just answers but insights that might illuminate our own journeys. Until then, let us remain open to the wisdom hidden in ancient texts, ready to engage with their challenges, and eager for the transformation they promise. For it is through such encounters that we grow, not merely as believers, but as human beings seeking understanding in a complex world.